Stefan.
I
Stefan,
don't have anything.
you can't hear me.
So you can hear me, I can't hear you.
Okay. There comes the earpiece. Doesn't have to look nice.
Hello.
Does it work? You can hear us?
I can hear you, yes.
Fantastic. Stefan, I believe you have your eyes glued onto the screen because you receive a lot of telemetry data. What does it tell you? Where are we now?
Well, it's just fantastic. You see in the background here, we are still 1 hour 25 minutes from reception of the touchdown signal here. Of course, there is some uncertainty. There is a touchdown window. But also what we get right now is already really fantastic. So also from the instruments, we have science data. You've seen the Shiva image. We have data from the other instruments as well. We could measure that the lander is currently rotating. Takes about 9 minutes to rotate once around its axis, which is interesting and no problem for the landing itself. Everything looks really, really good, and of course we are curious now to find out what's happening on the Comet. It will happen in less than 1 hour from now.
Less than an hour from now, but you also touched on something. You said there's a bit of uncertainty because we said there is this big window of possibility that the landing could start as from 1640 Central European time all the way down to 1720. Right now we think it could be at 2 minutes past 5 p.m. or 2 minutes past 4 p.m. UTC in the afternoon. Where is this uncertainty coming from?
Well, there is not only a landing ellipse on the area of the comet, it's an ellipsoid if you want, so there is also an uncertainty in the exact touchdown time. And our team in LCC, a DLR in Cologne, will then analyze the data. Once we get a touchdown signal, they will confirm that the harpoons are anchored, and then we really know that we are on the ground and the system is working and Fila is talking to us, which is the most important thing after the landing.
Okay, Stefan, I will let you go now because I know that you're eager to keep an eye on your screens, and everyone here in the room and around the world is keeping their fingers crossed. We'll be back with you later.
And that's very much appreciated. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we keep talking about a comet that we're about to land on, which has, for many of us, a quite complicated name, Churyumov-Gerasimenko. I, for one, was struggling with this for a long time. I can say it now without looking onto a piece of paper, but nevertheless. And maybe you were wondering, where are these names coming from? Well, there were two scientists who named the comet, basically, after they discovered it. And one of them is standing right next to me, Klim Ivanovich Churyumov. So you are the first part of that comet in name. You're one of the discoverers. It's really good to have you here with us today. How do you feel today, knowing that we come and land on your comet?
Oh, thank you. Dear colleagues and friends, how are you? This day is a great day in cometary science and general science, and also in history of human civilization. This comet now all saw its nucleus, and as Rosetta made maneuver, and it is, I think, it is triumph celestial mechanics. It is unique, non-precedent experiment in the history science. I discovered the comet 45 years ago. It was so. In 1969, Kyiv University sent expedition, astronomical expedition to Almaty, and we, together with Svetlana Gerasimenko, I was leading of expedition, and Svetlana Gerasimenko was a postgraduate student. Our teacher was famous astronomer, Professor Siksviatsky. And UNESCO 2005 years, it was Siksviatsky years. Siksviatsky, my and Svetlana Gerasimenko teacher. When we went to Almaty, we, with help highlight telescope, meniscus Maksutov telescope, we observed several comets which belonging to Jupiter family. It is comet Phi, Honda Mrgospaidushakova, and other. And Comet Solar. We observed this comet, and when we observed Comet Solar, we, with help of photographic way, we photographed the Comet Solar and made several plates. And on 5 planets where was Comet Solar, we found out new object. But
so it was by chance.
But five position, exact position, equatorial coordinate, we sent to Central Bureau of Astronomy to Professor Marsden. 5 position, it is very, it is enough to determine the exact orbit. And the comet was found out through 1 month after our observation. And Marsden confirmed that it's a new comet, as we to discover comet was named Churyumov-Gerasimenko. And in catalog, astronomical catalog, it has number 67P.
67P.
Yes.
That's easier for everyone, but we don't make it easy for us, Mr. Churyumov. We will talk to the counterpart, Mrs. Gerasimenko, in just a moment. But I have one more question, because you're so experienced and there is a comet named after you. Can you tell us, please, why do you think that space science, astronomy, is important to society?
Yes, astronomy, it is most important science for human civilization, because astronomy give calendar, time, exact orientation in cosmos, in space, and in its ocean, and in future, when not enough нефть, как бы сказать это сейчас, oil, water,
okay.
Not enough.
When we run out of resources.
Not enough, this matter, this substance, and we will use space objects, asteroid, comets, moon, and made and give this minerals, these substances from celestial, from space objects, and comet will be will play a very important role that to save humanity from not enough mineral ore. Oh.
So eventually it
yes.
could one day save humanity and human life on Earth. So Mr. Klim Churyumov, thank you so much for being here today. And we hope we will land on your comet. We do. Thank you very much. Be careful. So ladies and gentlemen, we now kept a lady waiting, of course, because the second name is Mrs. Svetlana Ivanova Gerasimenko, and she will join us now, not here on stage, but she's in the Lander Control Center in Cologne, standing by already. There she is, with her interpreter. Welcome, Mrs. Gerasimenko. It's a great pleasure, great honor to have you here as well. So you're the co-discoverer of the comet Churyumov-Gerasimenko, and you discovered it 45 years ago. We were just told by Mr. Churyumov. Perhaps you can tell us a bit how you recall that moment of discovery, and if you knew at the time that you actually discovered something totally new.
Вы нашли комету, и какое у вас было чувство, и в это время вы знали, если это был новый объект или нет? Какие были у вас чувства, когда вы эту комету открыли?
Ну, вообще растерялись. Сразу растерялись, а потом обрадовались.
So at first we didn't know what to do. We're a little bit startled and taken aback at our discovery, but then of course straight away after that we're extremely happy.
Very concise and succinct answer. Thank you very much for this one. Let me get as succinct as well. Has this discovery changed your life or your career or both?
Как это открытие поменяло вашу жизнь или вашу карьеру, или оба?
Нет, это открытие не поменяло ни мою жизнь, ни мою карьеру, потому что кометами я начала заниматься до того, как стала их наблюдать.
This hasn't really changed my life or my career so much because I've always been interested in comets, and as such, that's why I went into this field of study in the first place.
Then I have one last question. Now, since August, we know what this comet looks like. Do you like it?
С августа мы знаем форму кометы вашей. Вопрос такой: вам форма эта нравится или нет?
Ой, мне очень форма нравится. Напоминает женский сапожок.
I like the form very, very much. It reminds me of a boot.
A root. Okay.
I like it very much, yes.
If she likes it, whatever it reminds her of, that's good enough for me. Thank you, Mrs. Gerasimenko, and thank you for discovering this comet together with your colleague in crime, Mr. Churyumov.
Спасибо. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is quite fascinating how interesting such a piece of rock and of ice and dust can be, millions, billions kilometers in space as it's traveling there. And I just was informed that we have another brand new image, and Holger Sirks, the PI of the Osiris camera on board Rosetta, is here to present it. Holger, tell us and show us.
Yes, so this is a very great moment. So we have the first images taken by the orbiter, by Osiris, coming down straight these minutes, and we are a bit late, as usual. So we have 3 images straight out here. This is the wide-angle view, so don't be frustrated. This is the wide angle. It's 12 by 12 degrees. That's the lander on there, and there is its activity. We see strikes as well. So now we zoom in to the full capacity of the narrow-angle camera. Here you go. And the number 3, the zoom in, the number 3. Wow.
And it's got its antennas and the eyes that we know.
The gear is deployed, the antennas are deployed, nothing more to say.
It's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing this with us at this moment. Thank you very much, Holger Sirks.